Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back with another Starcraft 2 Alpha Star cast. Today we're going to be having ourselves a fun one. I feel like it's been a while since I cast an Alpha Star ZVZ, so I thought I'd check out another one of these. I know there's some memes about ZVZ out there and stuff, but I thought, it's Alpha Star, so it's going to be entertaining regardless of the matchup. And so, in the bottom left, we have AlphaStar taking on a Masters Zerg player who, by the way, is being a little bit cheeky right out the gate, going for an early pool, being very rude, not giving me time to do my introduction fully and whatnot. So this Zerg gonna be going for early pool on the map New Repugnancy. However, it's ZVZ, so the odds of an early pool is doubled, or even more than that, because it is ZVZ compared to a usual matchup. So we'll see how AlphaStar is going to deal with this. I imagine AlphaStar will be fine, as it's usually a master at dealing with any kind of aggression. However, it could be caught off guard a little bit here. We'll see. It already fired up the extra 2 drones after going for the hatchery, so going for pretty much as macro as you can go, as it went for the hatchery, as it went for the extra 2 drones, then the gas, then the pool. So this really is the latest you can possibly get your pool that AlphaStar has gone for here. To my knowledge, anyway. I ain't no Zerg expert, but I'm pretty sure that's how it usually plays out, Zerg openings. So AlphaStar could be getting caught off guard a little bit right now. It's going to be saying Rutro, or however AlphaStar talks, so maybe beep boop, as a bunch of lings are crossing the map. And these lings are almost at its natural, so before they start attacking, ladies and gentlemen, let us try and hit 6 likes on this video for 6 Zerglings. Okay, wait, 2 more lings coming, so let's try and make it 8. 8 likes on this video. And of course, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. It's 100% free, and you'll get access to, or notifications for, a lot of awesome StarCraft 2. Alright, let's take a look. AlphaStar pulled a few drones, but going to be losing them. This seems like a pretty lackluster response from the AI so far. The AI is trying to make as many lings as it possibly can, but it simply doesn't have the numbers here to stand up to these lings of its opponent yet. So this hatchery very well could be going down. There's already been ling losses on AlphaStar's side of the map, and as long as the Master Zerg gets the hatchery, they should be in a pretty fine spot, and they managed to pull that off just a-okay. So AlphaStar loses the hatchery in a very, very poor spot now, and the lings for the red Zerg even going to be crossing the map still just to check exactly what his opponent's up to. He's going to be saying, wait a second, there's no hatchery rebuilding it. Oh, that's a roach warden, so maybe going to try and get a few more drones as well, but this Zerg player has adequate warning for what's going to be coming his way, and in reality, all he needs to do, I feel, is throw up a few spines. There should definitely be a spine or 2 starting right now, as AlphaStar potentially going for a counterattack, or should be going for an attack, as AlphaStar has made so many roaches. But this Zerg player hasn't actually... Oh, there we go. Spines started. I'd usually say go for like 2-3 spines in this situation, as you really can't build enough, as this Zerg player has seen how much AlphaStar has delayed rebuilding its economy. So already, the way this game is playing out is that AlphaStar is having itself a real bad time right now. I mean, this Zerg player has a license pretty much to drone. The Queen's going to shoot away this Overlord here. AlphaStar, meanwhile, is just making more and more roaches as this is going to go on, but its production is going to be quickly outmassed by this Master Zerg, who's now got himself a very favorable position in this game. And for those of you cheering for AlphaStar, this could be a bit tough. I honestly don't see this attack getting much done at all, unless this Zerg player makes some major missteps, And there's already a second spine on the way. I would like to see a second spine start already, but this one should be done to help out by the time the fight, before the fight's finished anyway. This Zerg player has the Queens down to help out, roaches and lings to buffer. I don't see AlphaStar breaking this position. A couple of Ravagers morphing will definitely help out, but this is still going to be so tough for AlphaStar to get any meaningful damage done, and this AI is all in right now. In go the Ravagers, tossing down Crow's Cabal. The Roach is just trying to buffer, but the Spine Crawler dealing so much damage. There should be Crow's Cabal hitting the Spine Crawlers, I feel. since they really can't dodge it. AlphaStar is pulling back its injured roaches, which is some very nice micro, doing a good job there. Even morphing the injured roach into a Ravager. Corrosive Bile gonna kill off one of those spine crawlers, which is good to see. AlphaStar is making a fight out of this. More Corrosive Bile getting tossed down. And more lanes crossing the map here for AlphaStar to help out, to buffer. Is this Zerg player making enough to hold on? The supply is very, very close at the current minute. There is Ravagers on AlphaStar's side of the map, though, so they can help out. AlphaStar behind this is going to drone up, making a hatchery, making more drones. So this can definitely help out AlphaStar if it manages to get enough damage done. However, I'm not sure it has got enough damage done to really say, okay, it's worth me staying in the game, as this Zerg player is still up 7 drones, still has the hatchery finished, and AlphaStar is going to be tight pressed, I think, to make any more damage happen. That being said, though, I kind of wrote him off really early, and he made a bit of a fight out of it, but this is still a tough spot here for AlphaStar. It's going to be a long road, I feel, for the AI to come back in this game. I fully believe it can, just because AlphaStar handles sort of chaotic situations very well usually, as it just never forgets to make drones. That's one of the big parts about it. So AlphaStar is just firing up more and more workers here. And looks like the game might stabilize a little bit with a pretty notable deficit for the Masters player. We'll see, though. Can AlphaStar bring this back? This Overlord's going to be getting picked off here. This third player is going to see that AlphaStar has got that hatchery going. This Overlord will die, not supply blocking his opponent, but then take a look at this. A lair is already on the way for the Masters player. Now, this is actually something that I'd consider pretty alright for AlphaStar. The fact that his opponent is delaying his third base, because if his opponent took a third base, there wouldn't really be anything that AlphaStar could do about it. However, if his opponent goes for like a 2-base roach attack, or even a Spire, and AlphaStar holds it, that could potentially give AlphaStar an opportunity to come back in this game. And let's take a look here. This Zerg player is just making roaches, starting up +1 in the lair. But I mean, the defender's advantage is very, very notable in 2-base aggression. So if this Zerg player just powers up on roaches and goes for an attack, I'd say AlphaStar would have a chance to hold the aggression. So this could be a little bit concerning for the Masters player. I could see a potential blunder come in here. If he goes for an attack and AlphaStar holds it, this could be how AlphaStar gets back into this game. So let's take a look. There's just a lot of roaches out here for the Masters player. He's got higher supply, but AlphaStar is now just making roaches of his own, and as long as AlphaStar is able to defend versus this aggression, versus this attack, this game could suddenly even up. I really don't like the choice from the Masters Zerg not to go for a third base. He held the aggression. He has been in a very good spot, but I could see him potentially throwing this away if this attack fails. And I mean, it's going to be a very scary attack for AlphaStar to hold, but I like those odds much better than just if the Zerg was to macro up or something. So here we see the roaches going to have speed, going to have +1 in a matter of seconds, and this could be where AlphaStar could come back in this game. We'll see if it's going to be able to make the hold. It definitely knows the attack is coming. Doesn't have the units. The overall supply definitely in favor of the human player. However, AlphaStar also has Ravagers. Some good Corrosive Biles could definitely even up the numbers. And all of a sudden, we take a look. In comes the red Zerg player. Moving in with a lot of roaches. Gonna just charge on board. Corrosive Biles already starting to get some connections going down. AlphaStar just needs to make as many units as it can. And this Zerg player is eating so many Corrosive Biles here. This is potentially what AlphaStar needs right now. More Corrosive Biles being tossed down. There is still so many roaches for his opponent, but AlphaStar is not halting in the production at all. It is just turning out as many units as it can. It just has one goal, and that is to hold this attack. Now, AlphaStar is taking a pretty bad engagement right now as far as the concave goes, but the simple numbers might actually win out for AlphaStar. And if we take a look right now, AlphaStar is suddenly up on the drone count, even if it's by a small margin. The army supply is equal, and there's a third base on the way for both players, so this game really has equalized. Now, AlphaStar isn't out of the woods yet, as it's going to have itself a significant upgrade deficit, but the fact that it held that attack, as I said, is potentially what AlphaStar needed to come back in this game. So let's take a look here. More roaches on the way for both players. AlphaStar going to be looking to poke its opponent a little bit. Both players have roach speed as well, but you got to be very careful with your AlphaStar. You can easily repeat the blunder that your opponent made, and so we are seeing AlphaStar to start to back off. Crozabal getting tossed down to try and cover the retreat. We'll see if they get any decent connections. So far, just enough to zone away these roaches. Oh, some of these Ravagers could be getting caught here, though. This is a bit of a misstep from AlphaStar. We're actually going to see an engagement in the center of the map. Supply pretty darn even, more reinforcements coming in for both players, but I think AlphaStar might actually win out in this fight, and AlphaStar is taking very good engagements, it seems, despite the fact that it's down on upgrades, and this Masters player has suddenly overcommitted. His reinforcements are late, whereas AlphaStar showing its machine capabilities to never skip a beat, whether it's making units or making workers. That is the strongest point of AlphaStar. And we take a look right now that this is just such a good match from AlphaStar, showing us how it's able to come back. It's really, partially, it's his opponent playing into him, but AlphaStar is really doing everything right. And now let's take a look. AlphaStar wants to push on in, maybe force another mistake from its opponent. This Zerg player isn't completely dead just yet. He's going to have himself +2, which is very important. I mean, AlphaStar has been doing a good job fighting against 1 upgrade deficit, but fighting against the 2 upgrade deficit is much more challenging to do. So we take a look here. AlphaStar just making more and more units as this game's going on. Neither player has stopped to squeeze out any drones whatsoever. AlphaStar wants to attack on in, but so far it's really just bleeding off units. So this seems to be the point in which AlphaStar should really stop the attack, should really maybe rethink its plan. As going up this ramp, I don't think it's going to cut it, so AlphaStar is going to want to give up eventually, and we do see that drones are now being fired up. Drones also being transferred right away towards the 3rd base, which both players really aren't mining from much at all. Now, we take a look here, though. This is where it's going to be a bit concerning for AlphaStar. A counterattack. AlphaStar has bled off some supply. The Masters Zerg is going to be counterattacking, and the supply is actually at a deficit for AlphaStar. The upgrades are at a deficit for AlphaStar. There's no Ravagers to really bail it out right now. So it's all going to be about the defender's advantage and the good concave that AlphaStar has right now. But we take a look, the roaches of AlphaStar just aren't holding up right now. The +2 is adding so much damage for AlphaStar's opponent, and this could be a bit concerning for the AI right now. It's looking like a close fight, but really I think it's a pretty good trade for the Red Zerg. AlphaStar is trying to make as many units as it can to hold on. Both players' supply is actually dropping right now. It's just minimal amount of units taking on minimal amount of units. The Red Zerg is sending reinforcements across the map. AlphaStar is trying to rally out any amount of defensive units that it can, but the +2 really shining through here for the Masters Zerg. AlphaStar, I think, will be able to hold on for now. I think it's going to be tough, though. We'll see where the game is going to go from here, as the Red Zerg is actually routed by AlphaStar, so very well done in that regard. And now we'll take a look and see where this is going to go. I mean, AlphaStar is up on workers by a very minimal amount. Its opponent is going to try and even that out by squeezing out a few more units. So this game is actually very, very close and very, very even. Crozabal going to pick off an Overlord, or just about. AlphaStar not quite getting that Overlord. 2nd or 3rd time that's happened this game. This Overlord going to dance to try and save its life. Meanwhile, AlphaStar just out on the map. Got to be very careful. We saw AlphaStar trade out a lot of units being too aggressive before. So we'll see where this is going to go from here. AlphaStar keeping the supply pretty darn even. I honestly don't think that AlphaStar can attack on in right now. The defender's advantage and the +2 are just going to be too much here, I feel, for the Red Zerg player. So AlphaStar, I don't think it should attack. It gets that Overlord finally, but I really think it should be making some drones back at home, firing up +1 or something like that. It is tough to say what AlphaStar should do in this situation, but it's definitely making good use of its Ravagers, constantly tossing down Crozabal, trying to get out any value that it can. But being out on the map, I don't believe is the right choice for AlphaStar here, so we are going to see this AI turn tail and run away. Meanwhile, the Red Zerg is squeezing out a few more drones here, which is good to see for him, as the worker count's been very close. Neither player's really taken an advantage, but the upgrade lead still in favor for the Master Zerg. So as long as things are even, they're in his lead in a sense. Both players with Ravagers now as well. AlphaStar has really had to rely on the Ravagers to overcome the deficit of upgrades, but we are finally going to be seeing an Evo Chamber go up for AlphaStar. But, oh, this could potentially be a big engagement right now. Red Zerg changes his mind, turns around and pulls back, realizing that would not be the engagement to take, but this could be the big fight here. If AlphaStar is able to hold on once again, this game could go longer. This could give more hope to the AI, but the Red Zerg is looking mighty scary right now, potentially looking to push on in and end the game here. These +2 roaches, their value can't be overstated. The Crucible does even things a little bit up in that sense. But the fact of the matter is right now, AlphaStar is down in army supply. AlphaStar is supply blocked and not making any more units. So it's going to have to be a very good engagement from AlphaStar. Right now we're seeing a bit of a skirmish, but I don't know about this one. AlphaStar fighting without all of its army right now. Looking to maybe go for a surround on its opponent, and we are going to be seeing that take effect right now, but AlphaStar, is it split up too much? It's going to be a very messy engagement. Corrosive Balls hitting in the masses, bruising up a lot of the roaches here in this fight. It's actually going to be surprisingly close. I'm not sure who's going to come out on top. It looks like the Red Zerg's numbers are thinning as AlphaStar does have the faster reinforcements, so despite the +2 upgrades, AlphaStar seems to be taking yet another good fight here, yet another acceptable fight. I mean, they've been close. They've been so close for AlphaStar, but it's been winning. It's been holding on. The AI is showing us that it's able to stay alive in these games, and that's all it really needs to do. Staying alive is goal number 1. Now we do take a look. AlphaStar up on the supply, as a matter of fact, might be looking for some counter aggression. +1 is also on the way for AlphaStar in about 30 seconds. That should be done or so. Just about 25 seconds now. So we'll keep an eye on that. If AlphaStar takes a fight with that, suddenly a big advantage for the Masters player is gone. AlphaStar wants to push on in once again. It's got this killer's instinct. I don't know if that's going to actually be a wise decision, though, as the Red Zerg just throws up a hatchery, just focuses on the defense, and is having a slight worker advantage here. 46 to 42 workers. AlphaStar continuously just producing units, showing us its capability of macro. These two players are butting heads still. AlphaStar wants to push on in. +1 is now done for AlphaStar. The Spine Crawler gets caught out, and this could potentially be the nice engagement that AlphaStar was looking for. Crozabal getting tossed down everywhere. AlphaStar is just going for it, saying this is my opportunity as Crozabal hits everywhere. And AlphaStar, I think, is actually going to win this engagement. The upgrades are now a little bit closer, and simply so many units for AlphaStar. Yet another good fight, and GG, AlphaStar is able to take it in a beautiful, beautiful game. Wow, what a match of StarCraft 2 that AlphaStar played, just showing us how you can come back in a StarCraft 2 match, that it's really just doing the right things and letting your opponent play into you. And while this was a very close match, it does highlight a few things in StarCraft 2. The upgrades were important there for the Red Zerg. I mean, his production definitely was not up to stuff when compared to AlphaStar, but his +2 upgrades were, so that really gave him legs in this game. But in the end, the constant production of AlphaStar, the good fights that it took, really gave it the victory. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure how many it was for likes for lings that were made in this game or whatever, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure to slap that like button. If you're new to the channel, I implore you to subscribe. This is a StarCraft channel. There's a lot of good StarCraft channels, but this one, daily uploads here. Lots of wide range of content, as I think it's kind of gets stale to watch the same thing over and over again, so I'm trying to bring some more diversity. I just announced the Africa World 2v2 Cup I'm going to be doing on Saturday, so that'll make its way to the channel as well. So exciting stuff, exciting times for StarCraft 2 and AI fans alike. So I'll see you guys next time. This has been LaughNgamez. Actually, before I head out, make sure to join the Discord, and big thanks to those of you who support the channel via the memberships and that join button. I'll see you next time.